Okay, so we got a couple of really old school theme decks here. Now, I really don't have much experience at all with this era of theme deck, but I did play quite a bit of the like Sun and Moon era theme decks on the trading card game online back when that came out.
Yeah, actually, I don't even think I ever got a theme deck when I was like a kid or anything. Like when I started to play the game, never. I got the product closest to that I remember is like it wasn't Walmart, it was the Kmart. What is the one that's like out of business? I think it's
Kmart, yeah.
There's like random 200 card thing with like energies and trainers and Pokemon and stuff, but it wasn't like an actual theme deck. But yeah, my experience with theme decks is definitely mostly on PTCGO and all of them. I played them for a while in there. There was always the theme deck ladder on there that was fun to like switch up and do something besides playing standard. But...
So do you know anything about these theme decks?
No.
I know,
except they're old.
Basically, the thing I know is that they don't have a good reputation for being interesting, fun to play. You know, like there's a lot of energy cards, most likely from what I've seen in the past. Definitely not up to the tier of what we had from theme decks in the Sun and Moon era, I would say.
Yeah, then theme decks steadily did get better and better and better as they went on. They became more competitive. You couldn't ever bring them to a tournament and expect to win.
They were more synergetic, right?
Yeah.
Like they were just better decks like more fun to play.
Less energy, more trainers was a big part, I think, for sure.
So I'm really not sure what to expect when we open these things up, but I think we've got to flip to see who is going to get to play which deck. I'm going to flip, you call it.
Okay, heads.
It is heads. Which one do you want to play?
Honestly, I'm just going to go with the one that's in front of me. The Squirtle Machamp. Or, what is one? Hitmon...
Are you kidding me?
I said Machamp to begin with.
It's Hitmonchan.
Hitmonchan. Oh, I was a champ. No.
This guy's a professional Pokemon player, by the way.
Hitmonchan,
Okay.
Hitmonchan.
I will take the Brush Fire theme deck happily because I'm a big fan of the fire type. So let's hop in and see what's inside these decks.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. I got the Blackout theme deck. I got Squirtle and Hitmonchan on the front. And on the back, the breakdown says it comes with 60 cards. It doesn't say what the breakdown is between like energy Pokemon and trainers. 1 Pokemon coin, 10 damage counters, and a rule book. Just like in the best-selling Pokemon Game Boy game, only those who train hard will become great Pokemon masters. Collect and train Pokemon in this new trading card game, and they'll fight your rivals' Pokemon using the special attacks you've seen in the popular Pokemon animated TV show. Do you have the skills to become the world's #1 Pokemon master? Master the Pokemon trading card game and find out. And then the description for this deck specifically. Leave your rivals in the dark as you destroy their energy with the fighting and water Pokemon in this Blackout deck. So does this one have energy removal? That makes me think it does, because it says destroy their energy. Unless it just means by KOing the Pokemon. But yeah, let's go ahead, let's pop this open.
I'm just now realizing that I'm playing the fire type deck and you are playing the water deck.
That is true.
This could be a problem for me.
You do have Nidoran though. That'll save you. All right, pop this open. This is very old.
Very old, very expensive. Be sure to leave a like on this video.
All right, how do you even open these? There we go. Side loaded. All right, let's see what we got.
Fresh from 1999.
I didn't even remember that. They do, yeah, back in the day they had the beads for damage counters. So I don't know, the blue one's supposed to be 10, the orange is supposed to be 50s probably, right?
Okay.
Or 20s, I don't even know. Got the rule book, I got the checklist for the set. That is it. The coin, the Chansey coin. And there we go, there's the deck. Hitmonchan here. And this was actually, was this played in the what's it called deck?
That's the iconic Hitmonchan from Haymaker.
Yeah.
Which back during the base set times was considered the best deck in the format.
Yeah. Dude. Well, I don't want to use scissors.
Do not cut the cards.
There's got to be like a little bit of, come on. There's got to be something here. Give me something.
One eternity later.
It's like a double layered. All right, here we go. Hitmonchan here. We got some Farfetch with the Leak Slap. Flip coin of tails, his attack does nothing. Either way, you can't use his attack again as long as Farfetch stays in play. Even putting Farfetch on the bench won't let you use it again. What? That's some wording we haven't ever heard before. I got a 4-2 War Turtle line. There might be a there might be a Blastoise in here. Got the 4 Squirtles, got the War Turtles. Got some Staruse, early aggro damage with the slap for 20, gotta have it. Then we got some tanks in here. The Onyx, it's got the Rock Throw for 10 damage. And then for 2 fighting, during your opponent's next turn, whenever 30 or less damage is done to Onyx, prevent that damage. So, I don't know if there's not a Steelix in here. Steelix wasn't even a card yet, was it?
Steelix did not exist.
Okay, there's a super energy removal. We got a 4-2 Machoke line, so no stage 2s, it looks like. All basics in stage 1s. Yeah, 4-2 Machoke line. And then we got we do have one super energy removal, where you discard energy from your side to then discard 2 energy cards from your opponent's side. Or actually it says 2 energy. Oh no, it does say energy cards. Plus power, doing plus 10 damage. 1 Professor Oaks, discard your hand, draw 7. 1 Gust of Wind, the most powerful gust effect ever in the Pokemon TCG. Effectively an item card that gusts up one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And then 4 energy removal. That's a powerful one.
That's
right
pretty
there.
annoying to see, not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I wonder if your deck has energy removal. We'll have to read the description on the back and see what it says your deck specializes in, like mine. And then a lot of energy here. I don't know. We're looking at like 15 fighting and 10 plus water energy here as well. And that's it. I mean, that's it. Very simple, very basic. Like we said at the beginning, theme decks from when they started have definitely come a long way because the trainer lineup here is definitely lacking.
Was there 8 total trainers there?
Yeah, 8 total trainers.
Only one of them draws you cards.
Very little Pokemon search, very little draw power compared to what theme decks ended up being. And then even like theme decks are now basically League Battle decks, which are like insane. Or yeah, League Battle decks, which are now like insane compared to this. But yeah, I'm excited to play with the deck. Now we got to go ahead and see what Chip's got.
My turn here with the Brush Fire theme deck, fire and grass type. So I'm probably going to be leaning on the grass types here a bit. Hopefully they're pretty decent. In this box, I get 60 cards, 1 coin, 10 damage counters, 1 rulebook. Same thing as Azul. I imagine this little blurb is about the same up here. But let's see my deck's description. Surprise your opponents by attacking swiftly and fiercely with the fire and grass Pokemon in this Brush Fire deck. So that makes me think that there would be some sort of energy acceleration. That's kind of like what that sounds like, but I can't think of energy acceleration that really existed at this time besides like Rain Dance, Blastoise, which obviously is not going to be here. So I'm really not sure what's going on. Yeah, Charmeleon on the front, no Charizard, so I'm assuming there won't be a Charizard in here. Though that would be nice to have a Stage 2 Pokemon to work with potentially. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. I'm very excited. I never opened up these theme decks when I was a kid. I was all about the cards, but did not have the decks, so excited to get into this.
Yeah, it says you're gonna attack, was it swiftly, but I have the Hitmonchan.
Yeah, the best swift attacker in the game at this time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here it is, the Brush Fire theme deck. Slide it open from the side. Moment of truth. Slide it all out. There is the deck. There is the little damage counter bubbles. Are we using those? I guess so, right?
Oh, we can.
Part of the authentic experience. Good old Chansey coin. I'm going to make you use a coin as well. You have to use the coin. Oh, okay. And that's why we don't use coins. We use dice more often. And here's the deck. Boom. Hey, the 9 tails here with Lure and Fire Blast. Lure, if your opponent has any bench Pokemon, choose one of them and switch it with the defending Pokemon. And Fire Blast, discard 1 fire energy card attached to 9 tails in order to use this attack. Oops. So I'm already a little concerned because Azul's Hollow card, supposedly his best card, the signature card of his deck, is a basic Pokemon. So he'll have a lot easier time using it. I have a Stage 1 here, which means I'm going to have to find a Vulpix, get a Vulpix into play, and then find 9 tails, and then get 4 fire energy on this thing through his barrage of energy removal and super energy removal. So already feeling a little concerned, I'm not gonna lie. There's other theme decks as well, so we might have to do those in the future. You can see like the Overgrowth theme deck pictured here. We may have to get it. And honestly, Azul, you might need to read this thing. So I'll let you keep this, the rule book.
Well, honestly, I don't remember the turn
version
1
3.
Are there any restrictions in turn 1 for
There are no restrictions. You can do everything.
everything? Base set.
Attack, play trainers, draw cards. How am I opening this?
On the back. On the back, it's doubled.
No, I'm almost
got
there. Okay.
The insane struggle.
Finally. Oh, almost.
Many months later.
Okay, there we go.
You're struggling.
Here we go. We got the cards out, and let's get into it. Yes, we do have the 9 tails here. We got a few Weedle, of course. Poison Sting, flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now poisoned. We got Tangela. No such thing as Tangrowth at this time, so Bind, flip a coin. If heads, defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. Poison Powder, now poisoned. And 4 Nidoran male, but there's no Nidorino here.
Oh my god.
Horn Hazard, flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. 40 HP, 30 damage.
Sheesh.
Oh boy. Okay, a 2-1 Arcanine line. I've heard people call this Arcanine from like when we were kids, people didn't know like how to read.
Yeah.
Arcanine. Flamethrower, discard a fire energy attached to Arcanine in order to use this attack. 50 damage, okay. And again, it's a stage 1 though. I've got to find it. He does have 100 HP, which is pretty nice. He is weak to water though, which is pretty bad. We've got a couple Charmeleon. There's my Vulpix, so I got 2 Vulpix. So I need to find one of my 2 Vulpix, eventually get into my Ninetales, or find one of my 4 Charmander to get into my Charmeleon here with Flamethrower and Slash as its attacks. And then for my trainers, oh, okay, hold on.
Right.
The last is pretty good. You and your opponent show each other your hands, then shuffle all the trainer cards from your hands into your decks. With the amount of trainer cards we each have, I've got a pretty good feeling that I'm going to play last and look at a handful of energy and Pokemon. A plus power to do some boosted damage, energy retrieval to retrieve some energy cards.
Counteracts
Switch.
my energy removal.
Yeah, you can remove my energy. I can get them right back. We've got Switch to switch my bench Pokemon to the active spot, and 3 Potion, a little bit weaker than the energy removal that Azul had in his deck, and I do at least have a Gust of Wind.
Oh, what? A sneaky energy?
Sneaky energy removal in there. Okay, hold on. Does that mean I have more trainers than you?
You have 9 or 10.
I've got 9. Let's get it. And here's the energy lineup. A bunch of grass energy and a bunch more fire energy. That's got to be like 30 energy almost. I feel like that's like half the deck for sure,
yeah,
is energy
about
cards. So it's a lot. I'm a little nervous, not going to lie. I feel like Azul is definitely a little favored here as far as the matchup is concerned. Water types plus the low damage, like low energy cost, decent amount of damage attackers like the Hitmonchan, but we'll see what I can make happen. We'll see what I can do. Oh, brother, I am going to get cooked.
Just wanted to pop in real quick and say thank you so much for watching this video. And if you're enjoying yourself, please consider subscribing. It would really help us out a bunch. And if you want to show a little extra support, you can do so by becoming a channel member down below. And a perk of being a channel member will allow you to get access to these videos a little early, getting you a chance to see them before anyone else. Now back to the video.
All right.
All right, Chip, what do you think?
Not feeling great.
The energy removals definitely seem pretty good. I feel like your advantage has to come through the potions, like just for tempo, right?
Yeah, removing what you do and stuff like that.
Because I mean,
Erasing
Jab
your
only
attacks.
does, how much damage does Jab do?
20.
Okay.
We also got to find your one Hitmonchan, so.
Sure, yeah, that is fair.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, but like that's, like I think Hitmonchan is kind of what you're scared of, but it is only 1.
It is only 1.
Yeah.
I can deal with the 1, hopefully. Okay, Azul, we're going to replicate the experience perfectly using the old rules. We're also going to use all the old materials, the coins, the little damage nubs here. These are, for anyone watching at home, these are going to be 10s, and then the colored ones are going to be 5s.
Yeah.
All right.
The non-blue one.
The
Blue
non-blue
is also
ones.
a color chip.
True.
I'll take, and it's funny, the coin, for anyone who doesn't know, because they're not here, it's cardboard. It's not plastic. I guess the new ones are plastic, right?
I don't know if it's actually cardboard or I think it probably is. It's like it's like a metallic material on the top though, but I guess the middle is cardboard.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, come on, let's get into it.
I'll take heads.
Heads. And the flip is tails, so I will choose to go first.
Okay, I was gonna say, that's pretty easy in this one, I think. It is also 6, we're doing 6 prize cards. It's gonna be a long...
It's gonna be a slog for sure.
Yeah, but low action turns, you know?
Draw, attack.
Yeah.
Draw, attach, attack for the most part.
So you can attack going first as well?
I get to do everything.
David, what? That's kind of crazy.
Onyx has 90 HP, I think you'll be fine. There's the Charmander, and I will draw for turn.
You know where that scratch, though.
I'll attach for turn to Charmander, and I'll go with the scratch for 10.
All right.
Big damage.
Draw for turn. Bench a Squirtle. Attach a Fighting Energy, and I will Rock Throw for 10.
10 damage. I'll draw for turn. Wow, high tier gameplay we're experiencing here. I'm going to attach for turn to Charmander. I will also bench a Growlithe, and then I'll just go for scratch for 10 damage.
Sounds good. I'll draw for turn. I'll attach a Fighting Energy for turn, and I will Harden.
Harden. So that means next turn, if I do 30 or less damage, that's the only damage I can do, right? Wait.
No, during your opponent's next turn, whenever 30 or less damage is done to Onyx, prevent that damage.
So I have to do more than 30 damage?
You have to do more than 30 damage.
Okay. Draw for turn. Luckily, I will be able to manage that because I did luck into finding a Charmeleon, and I will attach a Fire Energy for turn to Charmeleon. And I'll go for the Flamethrower to discard 1 fire energy, attach to Charmeleon in order to use it, so I deal 50 damage.
That's a lot. That's kind of scary. Okay, I will.
Turn 3 Charmeleon, baby.
It's a classic. I'll draw for turn. I will play an energy removal on one of your fire energy.
Yeah.
Discarding that, I'll bench a Farfetch'd, attach a water energy for turn to my Squirtle, and I'll harden.
Draw for turn. I will attach for turn to Charmeleon, and I'll pass to you.
All right, I'll draw for turn.
It was a foolish play last turn as well.
Was it? I'll use super energy removal, discarding the fighting energy from my active Onyx. Yeah, I didn't realize that the Hop Attack takes 3 energy. Discarding fighting energy from my Onyx, and then discarding 2 energy from your Charmeleon.
One of the most broken cards of all time, super
Yeah,
energy
that's
removal.
absurd. Attach a water energy for turn to my Squirtle, and then I will Rock Throw, which is definitely a mistake from last turn.
10 damage, and I will draw for turn. I'll attach for turn to Charmeleon and pass.
All right, I'll draw for turn. I'll attach a fighting energy to my Farfetch'd and Rock Throw.
10 more damage. I'll draw for turn. Okay, I'll take that. I will use energy retrieval, so I get to trade one of the cards in my hand for up to 2 basic energy cards from my discard pile. So it's a little different than current day energy retrieval.
I didn't even realize you had to discard,
Yeah, discard the Nidoran and get 2 fire energy back from my discard pile.
So it's almost like closer to superior energy retrieval than energy retrieval.
True.
I sit in between the two.
I'll attach for turn to Charmeleon and pass to you.
All right, I'll draw for turn. I'll attach a fighting energy to my Farfetch'd, and I will Rock Throw for 10.
10 more damage. I'll draw for turn. I'll attach for turn to Charmeleon, and I'll go for Slash for 30 damage to knock out the Onyx and take my first prize card.
Yeah, my mistake is coming back to bite me pretty hard here, to be honest. Not realizing I could get the 10 damage in there. We'll go ahead and promote my Farfetch'd, and I'll draw for turn.
To be fair, it's not very often nowadays that a Pokemon has 2 attacks that both cost the same amount of energy.
I'll attach for turn, and I will Pot Smash for 30, 10 damage short of the KO.
Okay, so 70 damage on me. I will draw for turn, and I will play... I'm not going to play that. He's weak to lightning. I'm going to bench a Weedle. I'll attach a fire energy for turn to Growlithe. And then I will go for Flamethrower for 50 damage, discarding an energy from Charmeleon to knock out the Farfetch'd.
All right, so I'll draw for turn. Attach a fighting energy to my Squirtle, and I'll bubble, knocking you out. Flip a coin of heads, it's now paralyzed, but you're KO'd anyways, so...
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Charmeleon.
I will promote my Weedle. I will draw for turn. I'll use Energy Retrieval, discarding one of the cards from my hand for 2 energy cards from my discard pile, getting back 2 fire energy.
You're getting value out of those.
Definitely am, and I'm discarding the useless Nidoran.
Thinning is winning.
I'll then play an Energy Removal onto the Squirtle, discarding a Water Energy. Probably doesn't matter too much, but keeps you off Ward Turtle a little bit. And then I'll play Lass. We reveal our hands and shuffle any trainer cards back in. Sounds good. Okay. I was hoping maybe you took like the Oak or something off your prize card.
That was a good, yeah, that's a good timely Lass there for sure.
I'll attach for turn to the Weedle, and I will go for Poison Sting. It deals 10 damage, and I get to flip a coin. If heads, you are poisoned. It is heads.
They don't give you poison markers.
They do not give you poison markers here.
What?
We've got some new ones over here.
Did they even exist back then, or were you just supposed to remember?
Surely they existed.
All right, this is pretty tough. Poison is actually really good. It is on a flip. I'll draw for turn. Chip, I'm in trouble. I'll attach, and then bubble, I guess.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. Flip a coin if heads, you're paralyzed. It is a heads.
I am paralyzed.
I'm poisoned, so I'm taking 10 more damage going into your turn.
I will draw, and then Azul, all I have to do is pass. Poison KOs the Squirtle. I take another prize, and you have no Pokemon to promote.
I don't.
That's game 1.
That's game 1. Man.
I'm pretty sure Poison still worked like that back then.
I don't know how else it would work. Would it be just going into your
It
opponent's
would
turn?
be you would have to flip to see if you take Poison or something.
Oh. Are you looking at the rule book?
Yeah, I'm busting out the rule book, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I don't remember a time that it would have been anything different. Poison. When a Pokemon is poisoned, place a poison marker on it to show that it is poisoned. As long as it is poisoned... Oh, okay, never mind. I misread that. It said if an attack would poison a Pokemon that's already poisoned, it doesn't get doubly poisoned. Instead, new poison replaces the old poison.
Yeah. I think it's still the current rule as well. It's not most powerful poison overrules. It's still...
Whatever the most recent poison.
Yeah. I mean, there's different poisons out there, right?
There is.
Some of them deal 10 damage in between turns. Some of them deal more.
All right, well, I was feeling pretty rough about the matchup after we saw the decks, but I did still get a win in the first game. Game 3, or Game 2 here now. You can choose, Azul. Do you want to go first or second?
First seems kind of broken.
I think that seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I definitely made some mistakes in that first game. I don't know how much it would have mattered, but it could have definitely made a pretty big difference, to be honest.
KOing that Charmeleon would have been pretty good.
Yeah,
You would have kept your Farfetch would have stuck around for a while.
Yeah, I actually would have made a pretty big difference. Yeah, my Farfetch was swinging for 30. I started chopping him up. It would have put me in a way better spot for sure. All right, well, hopefully no more mistakes going into this one. Yeah, I didn't realize Slash cost
3 energy.
3 energy. It costs 3 energy.
3 energy for 30. 10 damage per energy card. You're going first?
I'm going first.
I hope at least one of us gets to put our hollow Pokemon in play before the end of this.
Hopefully.
Oh boy.
Oh.
You don't have your plus power in your hand, do you?
No. All right, my hand is pretty interesting. All right, I'm going to attach return to my Staryu, of course. I will bench a Sandshrew, and then I'm going to slap for 40 damage, actually, because Charmander is weak to water.
Wish I had not started this Charmander, I'm not going to lie.
It was a little bit of a risk. Yeah, the Staryus go hard.
40 damage, and I will draw for turn. I'm going to bench Vulpix. I will attach an energy for turn to the Vulpix, and I will just pass, Azul.
All right, sounds good. I'll draw for turn. I'm going to attach return to the Sandshrew, and I will slap, KOing your Charmander.
All right, that's aggression right there. Staryu getting in. I'll promote Vulpix and draw for turn. I'm going to attach a Fire Energy, and then I will go for Confuse Ray. 10 damage and flip a coin if heads. The defending Pokemon is now confused. Ooh, very good. It is heads.
All right.
Now, we can look at the rulebook to confirm, but I'm pretty sure during base set at this time, you had to flip to see if you could retreat when you were confused.
I think you are right. Yeah, I think
Which is different from today.
Yeah.
Should we consult the rulebook once again?
Yeah, consult the rulebook. And is it still 30 damage?
20 maybe?
30 would be a lot.
Well, 10's a lot for poison, you know?
It is. Special conditions were kind of broken back then. Now they suck. That makes sense, because I know at some point in the game that was true.
If a Pokemon is confused, you have to flip a coin whenever you try to attack with it, or whenever you try to make it retreat. Turn a confused Pokemon with its head pointed towards you, showing it's confused. When you try to make a confused Pokemon retreat, you first have to pay the retreat cost by discarding energy cards, then flip a coin. On heads, you retreat as normal. On tails, the retreat fails, and that Pokemon can't try to retreat again that turn. When you attack with a confused Pokemon, you flip a coin. On heads, the attack works normally, but on tails, your Pokemon attacks itself with an attack that does 20 damage.
Okay, so you don't take damage if you try and retreat.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And weakness and resistance apply as usual. So you would hit yourself for weakness if you...
Or weak to yourself.
Weak to yourself.
That probably only applies for, like, what, Mewtwo or something?
Probably.
Okay, I don't think I've drawn for turn yet, so... Come on! The sequence in which I drew my cards is just so miserable. Well, let's see here. I'm going to attempt to retreat my Staryu.
Have to pay to retreat, and then you have to flip to see if you can retreat. Oh gosh, this is why we roll dice.
We might have to go back to the dice.
Nope. I refuse.
Dude.
I refuse. Flip better, buddy.
Well, those flips are pretty good.
Skill issue.
There we go.
It is heads. Successful retreat.
Retreat to the Sandshrew. And I've got a little bit more for you, Chip. I'm going to attach a fighting energy to my Sandshrew in the place to super energy removal. Get rid of both of your fire energy.
No!
And then I will sand attack for 10 damage. And if you try an attack during your next turn, you have to flip a coin. If tails, the attack does nothing.
You're one of superior, what is it? Super energy removal. Unfortunate. I'll draw for turn. Oh, man. I will bench Weedle. Oh, yikes. I'll bench Nidoran, and I'll pass.
No energy attachment.
It's a choice.
I'll draw for turn. Okay. Bench a Machop. Attach a basic water to my Staryu. Retreat into the Staryu. And I'm going to go ahead and slap for 40 damage for the KO on your Vulpix.
Okay. I'm going to promote my Nidoran male. I will draw for turn. Oh, okay. That's a thing, I guess. I'll use energy removal to discard your water energy. And then I'll pass to you.
All right. I'll draw for turn. I'll evolve my Machop to a Machoke.
Oh, boy.
I will attack. And then I will evolve my Machop to a Machoke. Bench another Machop, and then I'll play Professor Oak, discarding my hand and drawing 7 cards, but I've had this since turn 1, and the reason I didn't play it, I have to discard both my War Turtles. I had one Machoke and a War Turtle in hand, and I drew eventually into my other War Turtle. I've been kind of holding out, hoping for a Squirtle. It did not come around.
Couldn't wait forever.
Yeah, I can't wait forever, but I did get Water Energy for my Staryu here. I will also bench another Staryu. And I'm going to go ahead and bench an Onix as well. We just got the whole squad in here. And I'm going to go with a slap for 20.
All right, come on. Grass Energy top deck. Let's see it. Draw for turn. Oh, attach for turn with the Grass Energy.
Gosh.
And Potion to heal my Nidoran. Remove 2 damage counters from it. And this is a big one here. We got the Horn Hazard. 30 damage. Flip a coin if tails. This attack does nothing. We flip. It's a heads.
Have we only gotten heads so far?
No. We've gotten tails.
Have we?
Yeah. What did I get tails on? The opening flip, I think, was the tails.
No, is that? Oh, no, you're right.
All right.
Called
I'll take my card off my prizes. Your turn.
Draw for turn. I'll attach Water Energy to my Staryu. And I will slap for 20.
20 damage. I will draw for turn. I'll go for the Horn Hazard. 30 damage. Flip a coin if tails. It does nothing. And it's another heads. Let's get it.
All right. I'll draw for turn. I'll attach a Fighting Energy from my hand to my Machoke and slap for the KO on your Nidoran.
Goodbye, Nidoran. I'll promote Weedle and draw. I'll attach an energy for turn to Weedle. I will bench another Weedle, and I'll go for the Poison Sting for 10 damage for the knockouts.
All right. Goodbye, Staryu. Go promote my Machop, and I'll draw for turn. I will play a energy removal, moving the Grass Energy from your active Weedle. Attach a Fighting Energy for turn to my Machop. Bench another Machop, and I'll use Low Kick for 20.
That's pretty good. Draw for turn. I'll attach for turn to the Weedle, and I'll go for the Poison to Sting. 10 damage. Flip a coin if heads you are poisoned. And it is tails.
It does exist.
It does exist.
All right, I'll draw for turn, evolve my Machop to a Machoke, attach a Water Energy for turn for my hand to a Machoke, and Low Kick for the KO on your Weedle.
This one's feeling rough, Azul. I will promote my Weedle. Draw for turn. I will attach an energy to the Weedle. I will bench a Nidoran male, and I'll go for the Poison Sting, 10 damage. And you are not poisoned.
All right, let's get it. Draw for turn, attach Water Energy for turn to my Machoke, and Low Kick for 20.
20 damage. Stacking up. Draw for turn. Oh my gosh. What am I doing here? Poison Sting, 10 damage, and you are poisoned.
Oof, that is annoying. So I'm at up to 40 damage.
Yep, so you do get KO'd coming back into my turn.
Draw for turn. I'll attach a Fighting Energy for turn, though, to my Machoke. Retreat my Machop into my Machoke.
That makes sense.
And I will Karate Chop for 50 damage, minus 10 damage for each damage counter on Machoke, which is 0, so 50 damage. KOing the Weedle.
Okay. Promote Nidoran. Draw for turn. Okay. It's going to be a long road back if I'm going to come back in this game. It was a top deck that keeps me around, though. I will use Gust of Wind to bring up the other Machoke, I guess.
Okay.
3 retreat. I got to start, if I'm going to attack, I got to start attacking into something relevant, I feel like.
That's fair, that's fair.
I'll bring up the other Machoke like that. Attach for turn to my active Nidoran. Cannot Horn Hazard because I don't have a Grass Energy, so I'll have to pass.
All right, draw for turn. I'll attach basic Water Energy from hand to Machoke, and I'll pass it over to you, Chip.
Draw for turn. Yeah, now I guess you just have to not have an energy, which seems unlikely. So I'll attach to Nidoran. I'll go for the Horn Hazard. 30 damage. Flip a coin of tails. It does nothing. You stopped it with your hands.
I think it's a legal flip in tournament.
I think you're right. So it's a tails.
Actually, I don't know if there's opponent interference.
It's fine. Just draw your card and KO me.
Retreat my Machoke into my other Machoke and Karate Chop.
All right.
Knocking out your Nidoran.
That's fine. We're gonna go to game 3 here, and I get to go first.
Yes. Actually, what were the turn 3 rules back then?
The best of 3 rules?
Yeah.
I don't even know if best of 3 existed.
Oh, they didn't play it in anything?
I don't even know if they did or not. There weren't really like super sanctioned tournaments. There was like Pokemon League.
Yeah, that's true.
So you were just playing one of probably. There were like early days tournaments, but I've actually gone down that rabbit hole before of like researching like original base set time frame tournaments and stuff that was happening, and there's not a lot of information out there. Turns out in 1999 people weren't really
playing Pokemon.
Yeah, posting online about the Pokemon TCG like they are today. Online was barely a thing. Okay, I'll go first.
All right, Chip, sounds good.
Please start staying true. Please start staying true. Please start staying true. Please start staying true. Oh, draw plus power, plus power, plus power, plus power. I'll attach return to my Nidoran male, and I will go. I'll bench Tangela. It's a new appearance here, and I'll go for the Horn Hazard. Flip a coin, and do nothing. Your turn.
I'll draw for turn. I'm gonna go ahead and bench another Staryu, bench an Onyx, attach return to Staryu, and I'll slap for 20.
20 damage. Draw for turn. I'll attach return to my benched Tangela, and I will go for the Horn Hazard and deal 0 damage. You were worried about that coin flipping too many heads.
I'll draw for turn, and I'll attach a Water Energy for turn to my bench Staryu. Play an energy removal to your Tangela.
Kind of expected
and
that.
Slap for the knockout on the active.
Oh boy. Promote Tangela. Draw for turn. Attach a Fire Energy for turn to the Tangela, and pass to you.
All right, draw for turn. Energy removal from your Fire Energy on your Tangela. Attach a Fighting Energy for turn to Onyx, and slap for 20.
That's not right. Draw for turn. I'll bench a Growlithe, attach for turn to Tangela, and pass.
All right, I will draw for turn. Play energy removal.
Are you serious?
Off your Tangela.
3 in a row?
And then slap for 20.
Draw for turn. That's just not right. What? I'll attach return to Growlithe and pass.
All right, I'll draw for turn.
I swear, if you have your 4th energy removal in your hand, I might freak out.
And I'll slap for the KO.
Okay. Promote Growlithe. Draw for turn. Bench a Weedle.
Did he be doing that? It's actually kind of funny. I feel like the lack of draw power, you do start to run out of energy.
I'll attach return to Growlithe, and I will flare for 20 damage.
All right. Draw for turn, and slap for 40.
I am weak to water, unfortunately. Draw for turn. Bench a Growlithe, attach return to Growlithe, and I will flare for 20 for the knockout. Take a prize card.
Okay, I'm going to promote my Staryu here and draw for turn. And I'm going to go ahead and bench an Onyx and slap for the KO.
Okay, goodbye Growlithe. 3 prize cards already. You're rushing me, dude. I'll draw for turn. I'll attach a Grass Energy for turn to Weedle. I will Poison Sting, 10 damage, flip a coin to see if I poison you. I do poison you.
All right, I'll draw for turn.
I don't want to hear it.
Bench a Staryu, attach a Staryu, retreat to Staryu, and I will slap for 20. The Staryu Rush.
Truly. Draw for turn. Attach for turn to Growlithe. And I'll go for the Poison Sting.
It's a big flip.
Tails.
All right. I will draw for turn. Attach a Fighting Energy for turn to Onyx. And I'll slap for the KO on your Weedle.
Goodbye, Weedle. I'll promote my Growlithe. I will draw for turn. I'll attach a Fire Energy for turn to the Growlithe. And I will attach plus power to the Growlithe, boosting its damage by 10, so I can flare for 30 damage to knock out the Staryu.
Some would consider it cheating, but that's okay.
Okay, if anyone is cheating,
draw for turn.
It's the guy who played 3 energy removal to start the game.
Attach a Water Energy for turn, and I will slap for 40.
Oh boy. Draw for turn.
Arcanine one time.
No, but I don't get KO'd by Onyx, so that's nice at least. I will play Potion to heal Growlithe, remove a little bit of damage.
Ridiculous.
I'll attach another Fire Energy for turn to my Growlithe, and we'll go for the Flare for the knockouts. All right, we're staying alive.
I'll promote Onyx here, draw for turn. Bench a Squirtle, attach to a Squirtle, and then Rock Throw for 10.
10 damage. Draw for turn. Okay, I'll bench Weedle, attach for turn to the Weedle, and then I'm going to retreat my Growlithe into the Weedle. And
Classic.
I'll go for the Poison Sting. 10 damage, times 2, 20 damage. See if I can poison you. I do not poison you.
All right. 20 damage is still...
20 damage.
That's cooking. All right, I'll draw for turn. Evolve Squirtle into War Turtle. Attach a Water Energy from hand to the War Turtle.
Oh boy.
And I will Rock Throw for 10.
Draw for turn. Bench a Weedle. And I'll go for Poison Sting. Flip a coin. Tails again. Brutal.
I'll draw for turn. Attach a Fighting Energy from hand to my Onyx, and I'll Rock Throw for 10.
Draw for turn. I'm going to retreat Weedle into my other Weedle. I will attach a Grass Energy for turn to Weedle, and I'll go for Poison Sting, 10 damage, flip a coin. Oh my gosh. And you are not poisoned.
Okay, we've
So
got
you
up
should
to
have
a
60 on
here.
you.
Yeah.
60, right?
Yeah. All right. Draw for turn. Attach a Water Energy to my War Turtle, and I will Rock Throw for 10.
Draw. Attach for turn to Growlithe, and Poison Sting. Poison Sting. Oh my gosh. I got this one. Poison Sting. It is heads, finally. So I do poison you. You take 10, so you go 50,
20.
60, 70, and then you get KO'd to the poison.
All right, and I will promote my War Turtle, draw for turn, Attach a Fighting Energy for turn to Onyx. Bench Sandshrew. No. Have you already played your Gust?
I have not.
Okay. Attach a Fighting Energy to Onyx, and I will bite for the KO.
Okay. I don't remember what Arcanine does, but I'm really hoping I'm going to promote Growlithe and I'm going to draw Arcanine, and it's going to be something that can one-hit KO War Turtle.
I think it might. I think it's like 4 energy for 80 or something.
I don't think that stuff did that much. Oh, maybe it... No, that was the Ninetales, 4 energy for 80.
Arcanine's close, I think.
All right, draw for turn. Can I evolve my Growlithe into Charmeleon?
I don't think so. And even then, I don't think I would save you.
Yeah, I don't have any plays, I don't think. I'll attach a Fire Energy for turn to my Growlithe, and I'll go for Flare for 20 more damage onto the War Turtle, but I don't think there's much else happening here.
Draw for turn, and then, yeah, bite to get my final prize card, KOing the Growlithe.
Ended up kind of getting closer at the end. You were rolling me early, but then I got down to just 2 left.
Yeah. Yeah, the Staryu Slap Rush is, like, pretty...
It does do 80 damage,
Yeah.
so okay. If I could have found it, might have saved me.
Might have been enough. That would have been an interesting scenario for sure. Because you can't quite want to KO Onyx. Your plus power was gone.
Right.
And I would have punched you as well, so you would have been in self-KO range.
Well, that was pretty fun, Azul. A nice little trip down memory lane. I didn't play with these theme decks back then, but I had a lot of cards back in 1999, so kind of fun to actually go back and get to play.
Yeah, I recognize like all the artworks on all these cards. Like I've seen or owned all these cards in the past for sure.
Iconic.
Yeah. And the games are a lot quicker. I mean, you only have like one action a turn. So basically attach. It's like choose where to attach and attack.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the games would take forever, but yeah, it didn't actually take that long to get through a match.
Well, that was fun. I don't think we'll be playing these again for fun or whatever, maybe for content or whatever. But it was a nice little trip down memory lane. I don't think they're worth the price tag to open up to play necessarily today, but it's interesting to see how far theme decks have come for sure.
Definitely, definitely. Didn't get to use my Hitmonchan, unfortunately.
I did not get to use Ninetales.
Yeah, we didn't get to use a lot of stuff. It's really...
We should just play games until we get to use our holo cards.
Our holo cards. Oh,
GG's, buddy.
GG's, Chip.